let's move on now to our main topic of the evening, Google I/O 2026. This week amounted to a full-scale reimagining of the company. Gemini 3.5 Flash is now powering AI agents across search, Gmail, Android, and design tools. Google is saying plainly that the traditional search results page is over. Mike, I was stunned by the sheer volume that Google rolled out at I/O. What were the things that stood out to you?
The volume.
Yeah.
I think you know where I'll go with this. When I see a litany of announcements, I'm sitting there thinking, as the strategist, how do they fit? How do they fit together? Because each one separately, you think, okay, interesting. So your main business model as Google was search. And now you're looks like you're abandoning that. I doubt they're fully abandoning it. I would say they're augmenting it to make it AI search. Did they have a choice? Because I know some of the articles are critical and they were advertising, here are 6 other search engines you could go to.
Yeah.
I would bet most of those search engines are going to have AI integrated very soon.
Yep.
And the question is, with the search, this is just one example of strategy. How do they monetize that? How will they monetize like this AI overview of the search results, which then provide links? I don't know. But did they have a choice? I don't know, because everything's moving to AI, which would attack their traditional search anyway. So the way it was in the past, I think Google's basically accepting, hey, our dominant business model is under threat. So kudos to them for at least thinking through it. Doesn't mean they're going to make the right decisions. But then the others, Gemini Flash 3.5, fastest model ever, agentic workflows, unleash 100 agents. Then you go to Spark. Then you go to Omni. And then the whole focus, I think, if you had to pick a strategy out of all that, it would be hard to connect them all. Is it B2C to say we have Drive,
Yeah.
we have email, we have Gemini now, and we're just connecting those all together? And we wrap you into that ecosystem. And while you're in that ecosystem, the AI can reason on top of all the tools, the tool chain, whatever you want to call it, that ecosystem of products that we have, and make you more and more productive. I don't know. That's an interesting one. So that's more B2C. I didn't get so many hints that they're heading heavily into enterprise, other than they may be betting on the agentic workflows. Seems like they believe all these agents are going to be running out, hundreds of them, even that was in the presentation. My question on this usually is, who's buying these agents, all these agents? Because are these just for devs? Are they for enterprise? Are they for enterprise devs? Are these for just regular consumers in their B2C? I don't imagine most consumers being sophisticated enough to unleash agents.
No, they're not.
So that was a little bit incoherent to me. Is this your B2C play, B2B, dev play? How does it all fit together? I don't know. So
Well,
I saw some critique there. I think that was justified to say, maybe it's too much. Maybe it's incoherent. Maybe the world's moving too fast for you and you're just throwing stuff at the wall like all of them.
yeah. Well, let me give my perspective, because I'm an Android guy. I've always been an Android guy. I was late to the party on the iPhone, and by the time that I went and bought a phone, I looked at the specs, and I'm a gamer and I build computers, so I look at the specs and see what's underneath. And
You look beyond the brand.
Exactly. Samsung had a better product, in my opinion. Whatever. But I've been an Android guy ever since, I don't know, the beginning. S2, I think, is what I've had. I've had the flagship Samsung phone forever.
My daughter's with you. She's all of her friends like, why do you have an Android? And then they look at it and like, wait.
I mean, I had an
looks
OLED
better,
screen like 8 years before you guys. I don't understand it. So
Brand power brands, man.
yeah, and then I had people tell me that can you not afford the Apple? Come on, man, that's not.
Well, that's the hint. That's the hint. That statement right there is the entire hint of what that brand is.
Yeah.
It's social status.
Yep. And no, the flagship model for Samsung's
Good for them.
higher in most cases now. Anyhow, beside the point, I'm intrigued. So I'm intrigued because I use Google Keep, I use Gmail, I use all of these things on my Android devices. And now that I can have I have a button right here that I can get Gemini up on my phone. I've usually like I had Bixby, I think was Samsung's voice model. I had that crap disabled. I never used it. But now that Gemini's available, I have it on the Bixby button and I use it all the time when I just need to ask a question or whatever. I have Android Auto in the car. So now if I think of an asinine question that I really want to have answered while I'm driving, like
You have Ford? You have a Ford?
I do have a Ford.
I think they have an Android partnership, right? I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know the extent of it,
both,
but
maybe
there's a lot of manufacturers who have both.
Yeah.
I've got wireless Android Auto in mine. It's really nice. Love it. Anyhow, but it also has wireless CarPlay. So when Amy hooks up her phone, it works great too. But that one, mine does have Gemini in the car now, so I can ask it whatever questions I want and it'll tell me. Pretty cool. But I'm interested in using that. I may actually try later this summer going away from Claude for a couple months and just moving my subscription over to Gemini, just the $20 buck one to see what it does. I don't know. I'm interested. It had a lot of cool things about it. I don't know if I'm really into like YouTube voice interaction. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll try that and see what it does. I think that's going to be out soon where you can AI search in YouTube. I don't know the usefulness of that, but I can tell you
it could be useful, like to distill my babbling.
It could. And maybe it's a smarter search. Maybe they made search better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. But I can tell you that Google has been making a really hard play for Microsoft's business in the enterprise environment with, the G Suite product is exactly their Microsoft clones. Docs is a clone of Word and Sheets is a clone of Excel. And they've tried to make it easy to, just use from a browser with limited success. I think for the home user who uses it for free, I think it's fantastic. It's a fantastic free software suite.
Yeah.
But for the enterprise perspective, anyone that I've had my customers move to G Suite have not been super happy about it. And that's after everyone complains about Microsoft and they hate it. But when they move away from Microsoft, they also complain and hate whatever they move to. Like, it's just, I don't know. Microsoft's compatible with everything. Anyways,
it's always strange.
For a long time.
It's always strange to me in enterprise why you have to stick with one.
Money.
Yeah, I know, but it's just strange to me. Like, why can't you just have the best tools across different stacks? Why can't you use Slack and then something? Like, it makes no sense to me.
It's sticky. It depends on the company. For instance, Amy's company, they're deleting their Teams messages and their emails like on a monthly basis. My old company, I had years of Teams chats and emails that I had saved. So it depends on your organization. A lot of that stuff is sticky.
Well, the threat is like with SAP, same with Microsoft. If you even entertain one tool from another vendor, they'll pull the whole stack. They got a lot of leverage.
Yeah, it's very true. Check out another cool thing that I saw was Antigravity 2 or Antigravity 2.0. That's their Claude Code analogy. It did kind of a cool thing. I can't remember how many hours. I think it was like 92 hours or something that they just put in a code, build an operating system from scratch, essentially. And so Antigravity deployed like 185 agents or something in the process of making its own operating system. And then what they did live was they debugged it. It had a bug where it couldn't play Doom, I guess. So it had to do like the video drivers and stuff like that on the fly.
That was staged.
Well, it was staged up to that point, and then they, whatever. It was a cool concept to see AI on its own just give one line of code.
I played Doom.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Doom, Duke Nukem, all that
But
stuff.
I can't imagine any situation where I need to spin up my own operating system.
Never know.
Never know.
I don't know. So Omni was the other big thing. I think you mentioned it a little bit, but it's essentially it's multimodal and it's from the same input. You can ask for a video or an image or written word, all from the same prompt place without having to go to different programs.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think you've seen criticism of AI, that it's been so dominated by LLMs and language.
Yep.
And I think Jan LeCun, however you want to pronounce his name, he's one of those critics that says, well, we're missing a lot of, and we saw a Mark Cuban clip about this too. We're missing a lot of the other media out there. One is the physical world itself, and you have pictures, and you have videos. So a lot of our human experience is simply not captured by text,
Yeah.
particularly as people don't write as much or read as much anymore. So that's an interesting dynamic to watch with AI is where does it move? What other media does it move into? Media in the sense environments, right? Does it go into more physical? I mean, you got the outer space play going on. You got, I mean, the cell level, chemicals, physical properties, right? There are all kinds of directions you could go with it. So I think you want to watch that too. I guess multimodal makes sense in that vein that you want to take video as input, you want to be able to produce video, other media, right?
Yeah. They also made a big play into science. So they these are just a list of the things that they released: Gemini for science,
Love that.
hypothesis generation, computational discovery, literature insights, which is pretty cool, science skills, which integrates 30 plus life sciences databases, and then literature insights. It searches scientific literature, structures results into custom tables, generates reports, slide decks, audio and video overviews of.
And they've already
scientific works.
got Google Scholar, right? So
Yeah. Interesting. I think they've just, like you said, it was a huge volume of stuff. Plus the eyewear, the Meta glasses competitor, the Ray-Bans, the Meta Ray-Ban competitor.
yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever tried those? I haven't ever tried them personally. I've seen them on like YouTube, but I don't know. I mean,
I still just have Magnum PI glasses I bought at a gas station.
well,
That's all I got.
well, I don't know. I'm just the kind of guy who wants my question answered now. I don't know. I can just take my phone in my pocket though. I don't know. If like I'm the only person who can hear it, maybe, but it's like a speaker, right?
I'm also baffled why people wear watches when your phone is a watch. But maybe you can explain to people why you wear a watch.
Well, this one I wear specifically because of like the heart rate monitor stuff is cool. And also because my old job, I got so many emails that it was infuriating. Just the extra couple seconds I saved reaching for my phone all the time, where I could just look at it and go, oh, that's important. That's not important. That's
High
important.
volume.
High volume. Like it was good for that. And then honestly, watches are fashion. Like it's one of the only fashion things men get to wear. So I actually do have some actual, that's a watch case back there. I actually do have some actual.
Is it an Apple Watch?
No, this is a Samsung watch. It's a Galaxy S.
Wanted to see if you were consistent.
Yeah. Why would I? Okay. I do have some old Apple computers. Like I have anyways, we can get that some other time. All right. Hey, you've just watched a clip from Show Your Priors podcast. Check out our main channel for full episodes. We have a new one every Tuesday. If you liked what you saw, give us a like and subscribe. It's free for you and helps us out a ton. Did we miss something during our discussions? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.